Jujutsu Kaisen, there's a level of sorcerer that's basically in a league of their own. Special grade. These aren't just strong fighters, these are the rare monsters of the Jujutsu world. The kind of people who can shift the balance of an entire country just by showing up. Officially, there are only 4 recognized special grade sorcerers, but let's be real. Sukuna and Kenjaku absolutely belong in that same conversation. So today, we're breaking down the 6 biggest special grade level threats, what makes them so terrifying, and the abilities that put them at the top of the food chain. Let's start with the strongest modern sorcerer, Satoru Gojo, the unmatched genius. Satoru Gojo isn't just special grade, he's the measuring stick everyone else gets compared to. Gojo's inherited curse technique is called Limitless, a legendary technique passed down through the Gojo clan. It lets him bring the concept of infinity into the real world, meaning he can manipulate space itself like it's a toy. But here's the catch. Plenty of Gojo clan members have been born with Limitless. Almost none of them can use it properly. That's because to truly unlock its full power, you need the second blessing Gojo was born with, the 6 eyes. And Gojo is the first person in 400 years to be born with both. That combination is what turned him into a walking disaster. Infinity, Gojo's defensive wall. The most famous Limitless ability is Infinity, which acts as the neutral state of the technique. Basically, anything that tries to touch Gojo slows down more and more, until it looks like it stops completely. It works by dividing the distance between Gojo and an incoming attack into an endless series, meaning the attack never actually reaches him. However, Infinity isn't completely unbeatable. There are a few known counters: Domain Expansion, which guarantees a hit, Domain Amplification, which neutralizes cursed techniques, cursed tools like the Inverted Spear of Heaven or Black Rope, which cancel techniques entirely, and Gojo can even use Infinity offensively, like when he increased its output to crush Hanami, or when he weaponized space itself against Sukuna. Blue, the pull of negative space. Gojo's next major ability is Cursed Technique Lapse. Blue. This creates negative distance, forcing space to correct itself. The result is a violent gravitational pull, like reality is being dragged inward. Blue can also be used for extremely fast movement by compressing space-enhancing physical attacks, creating devastating area-clearing attraction zones. When pushed to its maximum output, Blue becomes so strong it resembles a black hole in terms of destructive pull. Red, the violent repulsion blast. Where Blue pulls, Red does the opposite. Red is powered by reverse curse technique, meaning Gojo has to invert cursed energy to generate it. That's why it's harder to use and consumes far more energy. But when Red is fired off, it releases an explosive repulsion force that sends everything flying, like a bomb going off at point-blank range. Hollow Purple, erase everything. And then there's the move that basically shouldn't exist, Hollow Purple. By combining blue and red, Gojo creates an imaginary mass that deletes whatever it hits. Not burns, not crushes. It straight up wipes things out. It's so rare that even within the Gojo clan, only a handful of people even knew it was possible. Teleportation Gojo can also teleport by compressing space between himself and a destination. He's even shown he can bring others with him, or teleport people independently. Domain Expansion, Infinite Void. Gojo's Domain Expansion is Infinite Void, and it's one of the most unfair abilities in the entire series. Instead of attacking directly, it floods the opponent's brain with endless information. They can't process it, they can't move, and they become completely helpless. Only Gojo, and anyone he's physically touching, is protected from its effects. He can even cast it for just 0.2 seconds, like he did in Shibuya, to immobilize enemies without killing civilians. 6 Eyes, the true cheat code. The 6 Eyes aren't a curse technique, they're a genetic gift. They give Gojo absurd perception, allowing him to read cursed energy with near-perfect clarity. He can even detect people with little to no cursed energy, which is how he was able to sense Toji in ways nobody else could. The biggest benefit is efficiency. Gojo's cursed energy control is so perfect that his technique usage costs almost nothing, meaning he basically never runs out. The downside? It's always active, so prolonged exposure can exhaust him, which is why he constantly wears a blindfold or shades. And of course, Gojo can also use reverse curse technique, Black Flash, simple domain, and other anti-domain methods. Gojo is the modern era's apex predator, but he still has one enemy who may be even worse. Ryomen Sukuna. The king of curses, Sukuna, isn't just special grade. He's a natural disaster in human form. Even now, the true nature of his innate curse technique is still partially unknown, but his signature attacks are infamous. Dismantle and Cleave, Sukuna's slashing abilities, come in two main forms. Dismantle, a general-purpose slash, often used for objects and broad destruction, but still deadly against sorcerers and curses. Cleave, a more refined attack that adjusts automatically depending on the target's durability and cursed energy level, cutting them down with maximum efficiency. Cleave is more calculated and likely more costly, which explains why Sukuna doesn't spam it constantly. He's even shown insane precision with these slashes, manipulating them so finely that he could grab a weapon without technically touching it. Open, the flame technique. Sukuna also has another ability, Open. When activated, he can manifest flames and shape them into long-range attacks, including a flaming arrow strong enough to destroy high-level threats like Jogo and Maharaga. We still don't fully understand this technique, which makes it even scarier. Domain expansion, Malevolent Shrine, Sukuna's domain. Expansion is Malevolent Shrine, and it breaks the rules. Unlike most domains, it doesn't create a sealed barrier. Instead, it manifests directly into the real world, creating an effective radius that can extend up to 200 meters. Within that zone, Sukuna's slashes rain down constantly, shredding everything in range until the domain ends, or he becomes too damaged to maintain it. Body possession, Sukuna's other terrifying power is his ability to incarnate into other bodies using his cursed fingers. Once he takes control of a vessel, he can also gain access to their cursed technique, which is why he became a master of the 10 Shadows after taking Megumi's body. And like Gojo, Sukuna also uses reverse cursed technique domain amplification, hollow wicker basket, and other anti-domain tools. Sukuna is pure brutality, with perfect technique behind it. Suguru Geto, the curse collector. Before everything fell apart, Suguru Geto was Gojo's closest friend. But as a sorcerer, Geto's ability was terrifyingly versatile. Cursed spirit manipulation. This technique allows him to absorb cursed spirits after defeating them, converting them into a cursed energy orb, and swallowing it. And according to Geto himself, the taste is absolutely disgusting. How his technique works. If a cursed spirit is at least 2 grades weaker than Geto, he can absorb it without conditions. But stronger curses, grade 1 or special grade, must be defeated first. Once absorbed, Geto can summon and command them whenever he wants, and there appears to be no known limit to how many he can store. The more curses he has, the more dangerous he becomes. Maximum. Uzumaki, Geto's ultimate move, is Maximum Uzumaki, where he fuses countless stored curses into one condensed attack and fires it like a cursed energy cannon. But the true value of Uzumaki is even crazier. It can extract a cursed technique from a powerful spirit for one-time use. Whether Geto himself knew about that hidden function is unclear, but someone else definitely did. Kenjaku, the mastermind parasite. Kenjaku is the type of villain who doesn't just fight, he rewrites history. His cursed technique allows him to transplant his brain into another body, even if that body is dead, essentially letting him steal lives like outfits. That's how he's survived for over 1,000 years. What makes his ability so broken? Once Kenjaku enters a body, he gains access to the host's cursed energy, their cursed technique, their memories. But the real cheat is that he can also keep techniques from previous bodies, meaning he can stockpile powers over centuries. Notable bodies, Kenjaku has used unknown ancient host used to form binding vows with sorcerers hundreds of years ago. Noritoshi Kamo, as Kamo, Kenjaku committed horrific experiments that resulted in the death paintings, permanently staining the Kamo clan's legacy. Kaori Itadori Kenjaku stole Kaori's anti-gravity system and also gave birth to Yuji Itadori, likely as part of a long-term plan involving Sukuna's vessel. Anti-gravity system is insanely strong, letting him negate gravity and through reversal, even amplify gravity to crush enemies. It's also the reason he survived Yuki's black hole attack. Suguru Gedo. After Gedo's death, Kenjaku took his body, gaining access to cursed spirit manipulation and Uzumaki. But unlike Gedo, Kenjaku used Uzumaki strategically, extracting techniques like idle transfiguration, which he used to activate the cooling game. Kenjaku's goal. Kenjaku wants to evolve cursed energy itself by merging Master Tengen with Japan's population, creating something entirely new. Even he doesn't fully know what will come out of it. Domain expansion, womb profusion. Kenjaku can also use a domain expansion called womb profusion. We don't know every detail, but it's a lethal domain that unleashes powerful attacks through his hand movements. And of course, Kenjaku also has reverse curse technique, allowing him to repair his host body. Yuki Tsukumo, the rebel special grade. Yuki Tsukumo is different from most sorcerers. Unlike Gojo, she doesn't play along with Jujutsu high politics. She believes the system is pointless because killing curses is just treating the symptoms, not the disease. Her goal is bigger: eliminate cursed energy from humanity entirely. She's also a former star plasma vessel, like Riko Amanai, making her even more important to the world's history. Cursed technique, Star Rage, Bombay. Yuki's technique allows her to apply virtual mass to herself. That means she can make her punches hit with ridiculous force without the normal drawbacks of carrying that extra weight. In her battle with Kenjaku, she hit so hard she shattered his arms with ease. Garuda Yuki also has a Shikigami named Garuda, which can function like a cursed tool and fight alongside her. She can reshape it into weapons, restraints, or projectiles, and when infused with Star Rage, Garuda becomes strong enough to one-shot special grade curses. Black Hole, Last Resort. The most insane part of her ability is that she can keep stacking mass until she becomes a literal black hole. But this is a suicide move. Kenjaku even admitted that if it weren't for Tengen's barrier, and Yuki holding it back, it could have destroyed the entire world. Yuki also has Simple Domain Reverse. Cursed technique, a domain expansion, though we never got to see it. Yuta Okatsu, the prodigy of copying. Last up is Yuta Okatsu. He might not be Gojo level, but he's still one of the most terrifying sorcerers alive. Yuta became a special grade with only about 1 year of experience, and he has the second largest cursed energy reserves in the series, behind Sukuna. That alone is absurd. Rika, the Queen of Curses. Yuta's greatest weapon is Rika. She can appear partially just by Yuta calling her name, and she can even act independently to protect him. But when fully manifested through his ring, Rika becomes even more broken. In that state, she acts like a cursed energy battery, a storage vault for cursed tools, the key to activating Yuta's true ability. Curse technique, Copy. Yuta's innate technique is Copy, allowing him to replicate other curse techniques. The exact requirements are still unclear, but a popular theory is that Rika must consume part of the original user. So far, Yuta has copied techniques like Cursed Speech from Inumaki, Sky Manipulation from Uro, Drew's Shikigami-based slashing technique. What makes Yuta terrifying is that he can stockpile multiple techniques and swap between them mid-fight. Rika's beam. Rika can also unleash a massive cursed energy blast, the same attack that overpowered Gedo's Uzumaki and ended their battle. However, Yuta's full connection with Rika only lasts 5 minutes, and if Rika is destroyed, the connection ends even faster. Domain expansion, True Mutual Love. Yuta's domain expansion is called True Mutual Love. Inside it, the battlefield is filled with swords, and each sword contains a different copied curse technique. This means Yuta can essentially pull endless techniques at random, giving him one of the most unpredictable domains in the series. It's also implied he can change his sure hit property, which is something no other domain does. And on top of that, Yuta can use reverse curse technique, even healing others. Black Flash Advanced Healing, including poison removal. So those are the 6 special grade level monsters of Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo, Sukuna, Geto, Kenjaku, Yuki, and Yuta. Each one so powerful that they feel less like humans and more like forces of nature. And honestly, there are definitely other characters who deserve to be in the conversation, but that's a breakdown for another day. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe. It seriously helps the channel grow. And if you want more JJK content, check out the next video where we break down every domain expansion in the series.